Et bonsoir, et bienvenue sur le Pixel Live. Aujourd'hui, dans Horizon Forbidden West, on va s'attaquer à un creuset que j'ai repéré sur la carte. Dans une zone complètement cachée par brouillard de guerre. Donc je sais pas s'il est actif. Donc on va essayer de le faire. Ensuite on va retourner à la quête principale. J'ai peur qu'il y ait beaucoup de dialogue qui est popé. Et bon, on va dire que c'est pour le lore. Pou. Non, j'ai encore changé de tenue. Hein. J'ai fait quelques quêtes secondaires, bien entendu. Mes équipements n'ont pas tant progressé que ça, malheureusement. Et je sais pas. Si, je suis dans le bon sens. Je l'ai pas marqué le creuset. Hop. Alors je me méfie parce que j'ai le jeu qui a frisé 2 fois sur la carte, comme ça. Alors c'est vrai que je pourrais prendre une monture. Le seul problème c'est que si jamais je coupe un peu à travers dans la forêt comme ça, la monture, complètement à l'ouest. Elle est complètement à l'ouest. Bon.
That's a rebel outpost. I'll have to find whoever's in charge and take them out.
Ils sont quel level?
Acid's not gonna hurt it much.
22. 40. Ouais. On va se faire une autre fois. Là on va faire le creuset, on va tracer un peu. Hein. Ça n'a un cap ça? Non, forcément. Oh, il fait chier. On va regarder là-bas. Pourquoi tu regardes dans ma direction? Alors je sais pas ce qu'ils ont foutu avec les cailloux dans ce jeu, mais les IA ne regardent plus du tout dans la bonne direction. Avant c'était peut-être presque trop simple, mais bon. Balancer le caillou, elle regardait là-bas, et puis voilà, mais alors les IA. Hein. Oh bordel. Attends. Si je te le balance vraiment là-bas là. Ah bordel. Allez, enfonce. Oula, non, non. Non, non, je connais ça. Ouais, je te vois. Bordel. Pourquoi je me suis dit que le chemin serait simple? Bien entendu qu'il y aurait 150 000 ennemis. Bon, c'est que traverser en m'a ronflé un peu. Allez. Ah, mais forcément, il protège l'entrée du creuset. Ouais, non, ça peut être par là. Foutez-moi la paix. Ah, si tu veux. D'accord. Mais il s'est passé quelque chose avec les cailloux là? Parce qu'il y a beaucoup plus de points d'accroche qu'avant. Il y en avait déjà un peu pas mal avant, mais... Et là, c'est un peu pété quoi. Hop. Allez, on a contourné les machines. Alors, le creuset va être juste en dessous. Oh, je sens que le point d'entrée, en fait, c'était devant les trackers. Forcément. Ouais, mais c'est ça en plus. C'est exactement ça. On va défoncer le tracker. Ou pas.
Hiding in the jungle. Should be able to find data to override some new machines inside. The whole doorway's tangled. I doubt I can get through. Maybe there's some other way in.
Ah! C'est quoi ça? Bah, il a disparu le truc? Si je me rééloigne. Il n'y a pas d'entrée ici. Et par ce côté. Attends. Ouais, j'aurais bien par là, un point d'entrée. Est-ce que je vois le tracker? En plus, des grandes bouches qui traînent. Ça m'enquiquine de pas voir le tracker. Parce que le temps que j'arrive sur lui, il va forcément tomber dessus. Ah, il est là. Du coup, on va essayer de désactiver son arme. Et son truc d'invisibilité. Et il y a un bug avec l'effet visuel là. Ça y est. Je mets le module d'invisibilité. Tiens, prends-toi ça. Merde, j'ai raté.
Much better.
Eh ben oui, mais il y a un petit bug là, il y avait pas... Il manque les bruits et ça fait un truc d'impact. Roulade. Ouf. Oh là là. Donc j'ai du shield. Il meurt lui, vite. C'est pas pour faible. Ouais, je vais me prendre. Non, c'est bon. Il est à terre. Merde. Ouais, j'ai pas fait gaffe à ma vie. Mais il manque des bruits d'impact, hein. Je suis pas fou. J'ai pris un dégât, j'ai pas entendu de bruit d'impact. Putain, cette blague, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Could use shotgun against that machine.
Merde, j'ai activé le truc. Bon, ça les a pas prévenus, c'est déjà mon point. Si on utilisait des projectiles plus puissants contre ce connard. Hop. Peut-être calmer ça, tiens, un deuxième. Merde. C'est-à-dire qu'il est tombé. Ah, ça doit attaquer le module d'invisibilité normalement. Activons ça. J'ai plus de minutes d'invisibilité. Peut-être pas. Non, oh, je t'ai pas demandé ça, j'avais appuyé sur L2. Hein. Mais comment je fais pour tout rater comme ça? Bon, ça peut péter assez. Pas faire assez de dégâts. Tiens, je l'ai senti passer là. Et il est mort. Hop. Je crois qu'il m'a touché, mais ça m'a pas indiqué. Hein. Pareil, mon niveau d'armure tout à l'heure, j'ai pris un coup, ça a pas bougé. Ça me fait ça depuis tout à l'heure. Et j'ai même peur des fois d'aller sur la carte. Tu vois, ça frise le jeu. Allez. C'est bon? Tout buté? Hop. Tac. On fait plein de munitions. Pop pop pop. Il a rien laissé d'autre que son canon, le tracker en haut. Très bien. Attends, je suis pas fou. D'accord, j'étais persuadé de pas d'avoir laissé un cadavre là-bas, mais bon, apparemment j'ai rêvé. Allez, il y a une entrée là-bas. C'est gentil Eloy, mais on a vu le creuset il y a 5 minutes. Tu as dit qu'il faut faire une autre entrée. Très bien. On rentre dans la Batcave. Ouf. Vraiment que t'avais 150 mètres de corde. Attends, mais du coup, c'est pas le bon chemin ça? Ah, c'est pété. Bon, bah j'ai trouvé direct le bon chemin. Elle rigole ta mise en scène. Module de batterie. Et je peux pas le récupérer. Attends, je sais pas, faut que je tire dessus ou une connerie comme ça. C'est ça. Et comment tu l'exposes plus? Pas le temps de remonter. Ah! Bah oui. Elle m'a donné la réponse. Donc ça ici c'est bloqué. Ils sont 2, 3. Bon, ça se détruit vite fait ces perdes. Ouh, j'espérais pas que c'est éloigné. relever. Faut qu'on bouge. Ah, ça t'a pas interrompu. Très bien. Toi, t'es encore en vie, ça m'énerve. Ah ouais, d'accord, lui, il tire le projectile sans me regarder. Très bien. J'aime bien. Oh là là, il me laisse même pas le temps de me relever. Ça c'est fait. C'est bon. Eh ben.
More canisters. I might be able to climb my way out.
Heureusement qu'il y a des plantes partout. Il y en a encore là. Alors, il veut que j'éteigne où? Il veut que j'éteigne là-bas. Ah. Hop.
Shell walker. If I can knock that crate loose, it might help me reach those canisters.
Ah, d'accord. Ok, très bien. Attends, on va voir si on m'a échappé lui, parce que... On saute une étape, à moins que ça me quelque part en particulier ici. Ah. Avec ça, j'aurais moyen de monter, alors que là, je passe direct à droite. Je pense que à droite, c'est la suite.
Too high. I need something to help me reach it.
Ah, ou pas. On va jeter un coup d'œil à la pièce. Grimpons.
Better start pulling on canisters if I want to get out of this place. That's the last of the canisters. I should be able to climb up to that ledge now.
Ouh, tout va bien. Faut que j'en ramasse, c'est vrai qu'il m'a un peu attaqué mon stock.
Frostclaw. Oh, it's not gonna go down easy.
Ça a déjà scanné de cela?
Something here I can use in a fight. Focus might help me. There's Ravagers, there's cannons.
Yep.
There's the firepower right about now. I can blow up the cargo sacks on those bellowbacks. If I time it right, could do a lot of damage to that Frostclaw.
J'avais déjà croisé, puis c'est normal. Pas de raison pour que ça se passerait mal. Nul. Un bouclier d'énergie. D'accord. Bon. On va ramasser le canon là-bas. Oh, j'aurais peut-être dû poser des pièges. On va poser quelques pièges. Non, tu n'as rien vu. Accroupi, Eloy, merci. Putain, je fais des trop courtes distances, tellement j'ai peur que ça Ça marche pas. Allez. On y va. Ça devrait bien se passer. Est-ce que je l'ai mis déjà? Et j'ai passé de points. Passe par là. Parfait. Oh oh, je connais ce coup. Tiens, il va piquer celui-là. Boum. Ah. Oh bordel, j'avais oublié où. On va tirer ça. Foutez-moi la paix. Non. Boum. Ça va suffire. Là, il y a plus de points faibles en dessous, du coup, il prend beaucoup moins de explosions. Faut-on interrompre? Yes. Bah alors, t'exagères un peu, Aloy. Ça se déboîte facilement, ce bestiau. Merde, c'est lui l'autre. Boum. Il est encore en vie, hein. Oh, les sauts qu'il fait. Merde, il m'a interrompu. C'est bon, il n'y a plus? Si, il en reste un. Oh, écoute, il va bouffer, lui, il s'en fout. Il y a quelques flèches. Ah, j'ai plus de pouvoir de... Et pareil, ça cancel le fait que je puisse charger à fond mon arc, quoi. Bon, ça. On refait plein partout quand même, parce que si la griffe de gel c'est un combat normal, on va dire, au milieu de ce creuset, je ne sais pas sur quoi je vais tomber sur la fin. Bon, par contre, il y a pas une connerie à ramasser. Ces pièces-là. Ah oui, déjà. J'ai bouffé tant de soins que ça déjà. Oh là là. Ça fait des étincelles, ni rien ramasser. Très bien. Pourquoi tu me dis qu'il y a encore qu'il y a une arme? Oui, mais pourtant je l'ai vidé cette arme. Oh, j'ai vu le truc qui brillait, je crois que c'était un machin ramassé de loin tout à l'heure. Hop, on ramasse un peu de soin et on tente d'avancer. C'est pas par là, non. C'est bloqué ici. Ah, je Hmm. Puis là, ok. Faut retrouver un moyen de servir du bras, je pense, pour atteindre là-bas. Comment qu'on fait? Ah, ok, tu peux grimper dessus, très bien. J'étais persuadé que j'aurais pu. Alors, l'espèce de caisson là. C'est ça. Ah! Non.
If I could just find a way to move that arm, maybe I could reach the upper platform.
Ok. Comment qu'on fait pour activer ce bras? Elle est où la console là? Je vais te servir du focus pour trouver. Ça, c'est un endroit où j'aurais pu descendre. Ça, c'est un endroit où j'aimerais bien aller. Pas une console pour s'en servir, ça non. Non plus. Ok, bon bah, il y a déjà un truc qui m'échappe, génial. Ta, ta, ta. Ça aussi, ce ne sont pas des consoles. Ah.
I bet my polecaster can hook onto that metal arm. Maybe even move it.
Oui, on a essayé. Ah, mais... On va pas essayer comme ça. J'ai tiré tout droit. Oups, réflexe, j'appuie sur rond.
Going down.
Rien là-bas ramassé? Non. Ça c'est pas pétable? Si. Ouh, un doré. Pardon.
Where are you supposed to be? Ooh. Going down?
Oh, vu qu'on s'accroche, ça doit être tout à fait safe. Hein.
Looks
Oh.
intact.
La question, ça va être qu'est-ce qui va me balancer dans la figure le jeu. Et apparemment, il y a déjà beaucoup de machines mortes. Ouais, il me file pas mal d'équipements, parce que ça va être une sacrée machine, je pense. Qu'est-ce qu'on a là? Une caisse à récupérer. C'est pas ça. Non. Ah, j'aurais pu venir de l'autre côté apparemment. Faut récupérer cette caisse là.
The place is pretty damaged.
Ça, c'est pas une autre arme à démonter au cas où. Retenir qu'il y a celle là-bas. Faisons cette connerie en vitesse. 27, je suis presque au max. On a presque tout ramassé. Je pense qu'on a ramassé assez. Allez. Voilà. J'ai eu ton ombre. Je vais m'attaquer sur la fin du piratage. Voilà.
Something's wrong. What are these things?
Une excellente question.
Looks like this regulates the power running through the core. This one's damaged. Heart's been taken. Huh, and it's leaking. Guess that means I can follow its trail.
Ok, c'était ça les traces d'acide envoyées. Donc comme ça je vais pouvoir arriver par là je pense. Donc, du coup il a réussi à monter avec.
Whatever took it must have climbed out of here.
Et c'est là où il me faut une caisse. Comment je fais pour désactiver ça? On voit pas à quoi c'est relié ou... Parce qu'il me faudrait une caisse là. Le jeu me montre pas ici. Ah! Attends.
Cargo crate. Could be useful.
Hop. Du coup c'est comme l'autre jeu, c'est en métal donc ça va sortir sans problème, sauf à l'audio. Hop.
This should do it. I can climb on that vent now.
Parce que je vais pas regarder le timing, du coup il va se refermer. Voilà, sur ma gueule. Hey.
Is that a scrap pile? I've never seen one so big. The machines must be scrapping the cauldron for parts. That's why they stuck around. I need more focus if I want to find anything around here.
Il est là le truc, non? Non. C'est de la vie. Un d'autre à ramasser en coin? La suite par là, j'ai l'impression. Mais attends. Pièce de régulateur endommagée, d'accord. C'est pour ça qu'on va continuer par là. Et qu'en dessous, il y a la mort. Et il y a lui, je peux pas le choper, non. Je sens qu'il va me poser problème un peu plus tard. Ouais, bon, on va essayer quand même. Sauf que... Ouais, sauf comment je fais pour sauter là-bas. Oh là là, ça me fait peur des fois à l'œil. Elle a quand même tendance des fois à enjamber des trucs assez grands. Et après quand elle tombe sur un tout petit morceau de ferraille ou je sais pas quoi, elle n'enjambe pas des fois. Ou une racine. Ah, il y a des machines qui passent en dessous. Normalement. Parce que j'ai scanné toutes les pièces, parce que je m'étonne qu'elles réagissent pas quoi.
Not the part I'm looking for.
Bah, on a tout scanné, non? Ça ici on a scanné.
Need that. Still on it. That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for. Don't need that.
Non? Pas le backseat un peu plus. Encore des trucs en face. Rien faire. Je vois pas de caisse non plus qui permettrait de prendre un peu de hauteur pour sauter là. Ah, il y a peut-être moyen de tirer. Non. Il n'y a pas de point d'accroche. C'est quelque chose que j'ai pas. Alors ça m'étonne. Je suis sûr qu'il y a une connerie, genre il doit en manquer un à scanner, puis là elle me fait une remarque. Oh, faut que j'aille en face. Et elle me sortira une petite phrase à la con pour me dire ce qui manque. Parce que là je peux pas y aller, c'est sûr. Là ici aussi. Hop hop hop! C'est pas arrêté. Je suis sûr qu'il y a une connerie.
That's not it. Not the part I'm looking for.
Il faut vraiment tout ce que je les scanne.
Still on it. That's not it.
Bon. Voilà, c'est là où j'ai glissé, on va dire. Parce que si jamais je m'accroche ici. Merci. Alors j'ai ça, c'est bien gentil, mais même si je saute avec le par à machin là, ça suffira pas. Donc ici on a un bras. Il y a pas moyen de tout diriger, non. Je peux tenter. Non mais c'est débile, c'est impossible. C'est pas par là. Ils m'ont montré une mécanique il y a pas longtemps avec un bras à bouger, là je suis sûr que c'est la même. Là, c'est pas là où je suis venu. Il n'y a pas un autre que je n'ai pas scanné?
Not the part I'm looking for.
Oh voilà, c'est ça qu'il voulait le jeu. Putain! Il m'a fait peur. Il voulait juste que je m'approche de la zone. Non, faut voir sa queue aussi. Peut-être avec une flèche. Il est où ce con? Yes! Ouah, je m'en doutais.
Pain subsided.
Ah, il est bugué. Ok, très bien, ça me va. Pas bouger, pas bouger. Oh merde. Non. Oh, bordel. C'est quoi? Non, on va pas se mentir, avec que des animaux, là, enfin des machines, c'est une horreur à choper. Hein. C'est une horreur à choper. Ils se retournent extrêmement vite. Ils ont tendance vraiment à se retourner extrêmement vite. Ah, d'accord. Attends, tu l'as encore ta queue? Brosse de queue, elle y est plus, ok. Très bon, je l'ai pété en fait. Je sais pas où elle est, mais je l'ai pété. Mais bordel! Aloy, tu te dégages, merci. Oh, et puis merde. Ça va, ça t'a plu ça? Alors, très important. Hop! La brosse de queue. En fait, c'est la vraie difficulté du jeu, quoi, actuellement. C'est réussir à choper certaines pièces. Après, honnêtement, tant mieux. Avant, c'était un poil débile, on pétait tout, et puis on trouvait les pièces qu'on voulait sur la machine, quoi. Alors, du coup, ça servait à rien, tout ça, là? Alors, ça répond pas à ma question. Comment que je fais pour venir la voir? Bah oui. Exactement. C'est vrai qu'il doit y avoir un moyen de revenir par là. Et c'est là où je peux aller par ici. Sauf que... Oh, bah maintenant il y a un truc. Hop. Ah. Ah non, mais sur l'autre colonne, je pourrais le faire. Allez, on y va. Oui, d'autres points d'accroche, mais non. Qu'est-ce qu'elle m'a fait? J'ai pas appuyé sur carré ni rond. J'étais en train de tourner la caméra pour regarder la trajectoire jusqu'au truc. Et elle a lâché toute seule. C'est pas la première fois qu'elle me fait une connerie pareille. Bon, du coup, ils sont déjà validés. Hop. C'est dingue, ça. J'ai des... Enfin, je sais pas, elle est censée être accrochée à une plateforme, là. Elle est pas censée se lâcher comme ça. Oh, bordel. Hallucinant, ce truc. Je fasse gaffe qu'il n'y a pas d'autres machines. Oh, il y avait des bruits comme une machine qui marchait, non? J'ai rêvé. J'ai rêvé. Bon. Exactement. Sauf que... il y a plein de trucs à ramasser là. Hop.
This again. At least I know I can get back to the core from here.
Alors... Voilà. Je parie que je peux pas toucher d'ici. Bien sûr que non, faut descendre.
Is this easy?
Ah, ça a marché. Comme que je vienne jusque là, quoi. Alors. On y est presque. Ouais, mais je peux pas sauter avec, donc j'ai pas le droit de pas le mettre pile poil en face, quoi. Voilà, va bouger.
Perfect.
Oula. Attends, on va faire des munitions, parce que... Rien ne me dit qu'on va pas se manger un gros combat dès que je vais arriver dans la zone où il faut pirater le creuset. Oh là, ok. Tac. Voilà.
Company.
Ah,
Like when we see their scrap.
c'est cette que j'ai fait tomber? Ah oui. Direct. Nickel. Je vois pas d'ici. Au pire, ça me fait déjà quelques-unes. Oh, j'ai raté! Comment j'ai fait pour le rater? Oh non! Oh, qu'est-ce qu'il fait là? Il a fait une leçon sur le vent. Tiens! T'as calmé ça? Par contre, ouais, elle a pas que le bouclier en fait. Il est pas un peu faible notre visage? Ok, je peux passer cette flèche là. Raté. Tiens, je vais te calmer ça, et toi aussi. Tiens. Oh non. Pourquoi j'ai un peu de ces machines? Hop, hop, hop. C'est la flotte. Ça tombe bien, j'ai rien fait de la flotte. Oh, stop, stop. J'ai fait tout ce que je voulais faire. C'est pas grave. Il fera quelques dégâts. Puis au pire, les dégâts de glace, il est plus compris. Au pire, si j'avais le congelé, je ferais plus de dégâts. elle fait pas de roulade normale avec cette arme en main, je sais pas. Ah mais elle est comme les lances, je peux pas m'en servir. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Le niveau de glace est en train de redescendre quoi. Ouf. Merde. Vite, donc ça redescend trop. Non mais putain! Le mec il le fait exprès, se mettre dans une position chiante. C'est bon, j'ai touché au moins une fois. Encore un peu, il est congelé et on la bat très vite. Hop! Là, j'ai bien entamé les munitions quand même. Allez. C'est vrai qu'il lâche beaucoup de ça là, faut que j'aille revoir les vendeurs qui utilisent ce type de monnaie. Est-ce qu'il y a moyen de s'acheter quelques trucs qui me manquent pour améliorer mes armes et armures. Alors du coup, je suis en train de tourner ça, non? C'est ça. Est-ce que ça suffit? Ouais, pas sûr. Elle l'aurait dit, ça suffisait à l'œil. Hop! Ah, elle me dit pas? Oh oh. Ça n'interrompt pas. Oh. T'étais tout seul? Parce que j'ai vu l'autre... j'ai vu le truc rouge là de loin, j'ai cru qu'ils étaient deux. Ça va alors. Et s'ils étaient deux? C'est juste que lui il était un peu trop con. Calme. Qu'est-ce qu'elle me fait? Oui, il faut ramasser quelques soins. Hein. Il n'y a pas d'autres proches? Non. Bon. C'est sur la plateforme. Attends. Oui, non, c'est pas juste le triangle qui tombe, qui descend. Hop. Qu'est-ce qui va me tomber dessus maintenant?
Don't like the sound of that. I better hurry.
Oui.
There. Now I need to reload it. Or not.
Coucou. Ramasse. Très bien. Ça peut faire grand chose. Salaud, ça fait mal. Raté. Ah non, c'est bon, je suis parti du corps. Ça a piqué quand même. Oh là 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 là. Oh, les dégâts qu'il me fait, c'est hallucinant. Non mais t'es sérieux? Oh, mais va s'en remettre. Oh, je l'ai eu. Tiens. Ça se calmer ça. Ouf. Oh, c'est interrompu. Ah, c'est trop. J'aime bien ces moments-là où ça interrompt et... Attends, faut que je me soigne. Hop. Au cas où, on sera bien niveau vie. Hop. Tiens, pour piquer tout ça. Yes. Mais comment ça, si je prends des dégâts? Mais what the... Je crois que j'ai fait une grosse attaque grâce à ça. Tiens. Ça va passer derrière, moi ça va. Oula, je touche un point intéressant. C'est vrai que j'ai ça là. Et merde. Toucher ici en point cosmétique? Oui. C'est un peu dommage parce que... ça pas interrompu. Ça interrompt souvent, mais pas ce coup-ci. Oula, j'aime pas ça. Tiens. Merde. Oh bah je vais pas toucher une seule fois le point faible. Est-ce que ça suffit? Ouais, ça suffit. Ça suffit. Ah, c'est vrai que j'ai celle-là aussi de pêche. Dans le même genre. Et il est mort. C'est bon, on peut me balancer quelque chose de plus gros là, le jeu. Il a pas laissé tomber des pièces, que dalle. Bon.
Machine overrides should come in handy.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va prendre à la quai? Oui. 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 Haha. Ah oui.
Looks like I'll have to restore some of these
Ah,
weapons.
oh, le tracker. C'est bon à hacker ça. C'est gigantesque ça peut être rigolo. Ah mais c'est bon, on peut mettre toutes les machines quoi. Ah, les griffes de feu et griffes de gel, ça déconne pas.
Guess I'm blasting my way out of here.
Mais il manquait quelque chose à l'explosion là encore. C'est pas possible. Attends, ça va pas faire mettre le tracker. Non, ils sont pas revenus. Ça me va. Alors. Ça c'est fait. On va aller au feu et puis faire la quête principale. On va souffler un petit peu en écoutant les dialogues. Petite sauvegarde rapide. Ça ne déconnecte plus, c'est bien, ça au moins c'est corrigé. Il reste tellement de choses à faire dans le coin. J'en ai fait un petit peu là-bas aussi. Alors comme on risque d'en parler, j'ai fini la quête avec Zo sur où il fallait réparer ses anciens dieux. Aïe, aïe. Je sais pas pourquoi je m'enquiquine à faire sur l'extérieur, alors que je crois que je peux réparer à l'intérieur de la base. Ah tiens, c'est un peu moins fleuri, ça a l'air plus... ça ressemble plus à des vivres et tout quoi. Oui, on va aller voir ça. On va juste discuter vite fait avec eux. C'est moi là, il y a une fleur. Bon, je peux pas la péter celle-là. Bon, c'est parti pour le dialogue. Si, je voulais ramasser un truc. Et en vrai, premier dialogue, je serais très intéressé d'aller voir notre copain, Kotaro. Où est-ce qu'il se trouve, Kotaro? Kotaro. Ah, Kotaro. Allez, non, c'est dialogue. Oula.
Aloy, well met. We've been briefed on our mission, and are ready whenever you wish to head to Cauldron Gemini.
Were you able to finish the new arm Gaia was helping you with?
Indeed. I was hoping we could discuss it, if you have a moment.
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tenakth. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by... a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris and pointless death.
That about sums it up. You wanted to talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to test it. And I want you to be there.
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but I'm not sure I understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
I have to go now.
Then do not let me keep you.
Like I said, I'll call you when I'm close to Regala's old outpost near the bulwark.
May the Ten guide your way.
Putain, en vrai, j'ai bien envie de voir ça avant de lancer la suite de la quête principale. Parce que vu qu'ils interviennent eux, j'ai peur que ça se lance. Après, j'ai eu une seule mission qui m'a fait ça parce que j'étais bloqué, je pouvais faire la quête principale, mais je m'attends à tout. Je fais les derniers dialogues là, puis on va aller voir l'histoire du bras de Kotaro.
From the look on your face, I'd say the mission was a success.
I got Omega clearance. Is everyone ready to head out to Cauldron Gemini?
As soon as you give the word.
Did Alva make it here all right?
Our new Quen friend. The moment she laid eyes on the archives, she jumped on them like a long leg.
Sounds about right. Once Gaia is back up and running, I expect you to put all your training to good use.
The seeds have been planted. All they need is a chance to bloom. What? I thought that was pretty good. Zoe liked it.
I'm glad you and Zoe found each other.
Don't forget, you're to blame for that.
Now that I have Omega clearance, we can grab Hephaestus and finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging Thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once. I should go get this to Gaia.
Of course. Let us know when we're needed.
There she is. Heard you had an interesting time at Thebes.
Maniacs, lava, what's not to like?
I'll remember that next time I go traveling.
At least I got what we needed to trap Hephaestus.
Good thing I got my gear ready then.
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
You look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend. I should get going.
As soon as you want us heading out to those cauldrons.
I'll give you the heads up.
I was hoping we could speak, Aloy. Welcome back.
Good to be back. Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we had here, she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place since.
Sounds like Alva.
Oh, I also wanted to give you this. For helping with the land gods. Plainsong is in your debt.
Thank you, Zoe.
You deserve much more for all you've done. May the land always bloom in your steps.
And yours? How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old ones used leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they used to cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths. Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
I assume you've been looking into Demeter now that Gaia's merged with it?
Yes. It's been humbling to know that the seeds I carry in this pouch came in turn from the seeds saved for Demeter in the old world. It gives me hope that the cycle of life will prevail now, just as it did before.
How to go with the chorus after we fix the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head. But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad. You deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them. I need to get going.
Right. You've retrieved the Omega clearance. That means we'll be going after Hephaestus soon. I'll make sure my gear's ready. I'm quite certain that it's a unique situation.
I know
So much lost. Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Faro spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city, perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire, the living embodiment of Ted Faro, the Renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners. Peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
That sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that. The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse, but nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door, and more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right. Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
Yeah, we are. I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, Diviners can only share data with the permission from the Overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how Diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the Overseers would actually let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A Diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
I need to get going, but if you need anything...
All I need is to help you succeed in your mission. The plan Gaia told me about, to capture Hephaestus, it will help set things right.
I hope so.
Then I will do whatever I can. I promise.
Bon, allons voir Beta, puis ce fameux bras. Non, tu lâches, merci. Hein? Elle a fermé la porte? Attends. Oui, je me trompe pas, elle a fermé la porte, Beta. What the... Ou alors elle avait Gaïa. Mais non, mais je... Non, je me trompe pas. C'est bien la porte normale, elle a fermé la porte. Très bien. Ça m'inquiète. Bon, allons voir cette histoire de bras. J'ai peut-être pas pris la bonne sortie, c'est pas grave. C'est un TP. Non, c'est la bonne. Oui. Alors, celle-là. Du coup, c'est où? Attends, pourquoi tu me le marques comme ça? Ah, je n'ai... Si, c'est bon. J'ai comme été pas trop loin. Oh, les chargements sont tellement rapides. Et j'ai l'impression qu'avec le temps, en plus, ils sont de plus en plus rapides, comme s'ils patchaient au fur et à mesure. Si je me rappelle des premières vidéos, en tout cas, où quand j'ai lancé le jeu, c'était loin d'être aussi rapide que ça. Popopo, Kotaro, il a 100 pas d'ici. Et je viens de me rendre compte que j'ai pas fait le plein. Quel idiot. Voilà, ça va être chaud s'il y a un gros combat. Il va forcément y avoir un gros combat. C'est lui, hein? Ouais. Non, je voulais la potion à 2 d'abord. Voilà, ça j'en ai une tonne, faut que j'y consomme. Alors.
This is where Kotalo wanted us to test out his new arm. Hey, Kotalo. I'm by the Tremor Tusk site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly. Thank you for waiting.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider this my revenge.
Fair enough.
This is it.
What am I looking at?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
All right, talk to me, Kotalo.
I wish to test the arm on that. It has menaced the valley for some time. Killed more than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
I'm honored to help.
Il manque un doigt, non? Non, c'est mieux que rien.
After you. Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Ah. Si. Oh, bah t'es rapide, toi. S'il te plaît. Oh, j'espère vraiment qu'ils vont corriger vite ce truc parce que c'est vraiment chiant. Oh. Ça y est. Il faudrait ses cornes. Non, je touche pas les cornes. Ouais. Ok, c'est pas tout travers, très bien. Non, c'est les oreilles ou... Je m'en rappelle plus. On va essayer de décoller les trucs de sa tête. Il y en a une qui s'est décrochée. Dépêche-toi. Wouah, j'ai failli crever. J'hallucine ce qu'il m'a mis. Voilà, t'as sectionné bien proprement les câbles.
Agreed.
Ah, il enlève
Why are
l'orange.
you taking it off?
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels wrong. Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here,
Dans la classe, Kotaro.
something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The ten be with you, Aloy.
Allez, on va retourner voir Gaïa. Pas vraiment les trucs que je voulais, mais c'est pas grave. Alors. Avec ça récupéré. Il n'y a rien d'intéressant. Bon. Bon, il y a un feu. Allez, il y a un feu. Je peux pas m'en empêcher.
Stay and rest, and push on.
Attends, c'était ça pour interrogation? Bon. Tac. Les potions c'est full. Nickel. Vraiment c'est bon, c'est bon. Comment ça j'ai 5 tenues que je peux améliorer? Ok. Faut que j'aille déposer cette tenue. Ça me perturbe plus qu'autre chose à chaque fois. Une petite sauvegarde. Hop là, bah, veuillez m'excuser, ça faisait longtemps que c'était pas arrivé. Donc les sauvegardes ont encore le potentiel de faire planter le stream, très bien. Oh là là. Ouais, pas de nouveau dialogue. Excellent. Pourquoi je peux pas accéder à ce coffre en fait? Si, il y a un nouveau dialogue.
What's on your mind?
Anything new around here?
Kotalo showed me the schematics for his new arm. I recall reading about robotic limbs within the Legacy, but I never thought I'd see one in action. Technology like that would be treasured back home. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soldiers. But knowing the Imperial family, they would use it for different purposes. Their own.
Replacing body parts as they grow older. Like the Zeniths.
Exactly.
I have to go.
Putain, en vrai, j'aime bien voir
Yes, of course. Don't let me delay.
d'où elle vient. Ça pourrait même faire un super terrain de jeu pour un Horizon 3. Surtout qu'elle parle d'empire et tout, je m'attends à un truc un peu plus avancé, on va dire, en termes de civilisation. Ça pourrait être intéressant. Puis on pourrait voir peut-être l'Europe ou des choses comme ça. Quoique, attendez, ils viennent de la côte ouest, donc non. Ah. Il me reste beaucoup de ça.
Drone's reconnected now.
Ah. Il m'en manque presque. Ouais, je m'attendais à un truc plus paradisiaque.
Aloy, I know your experience in Force was unsettling. You have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct, but the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths. Two cores. Two overrides. What if the merge were carried out by two clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of two operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Okay. Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay.
Aloy. I tried, but it's impossible. I don't think anything will convince her to go.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. Their slave. Forever. We have a solid plan. You helped come up with it. Without you there, the probability that the Zeniths discover us is high. But with you, that risk is much less. We'll get Hephaestus, get out, and come back here. It'll be okay. No! You can't guarantee that! I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them! It's hopeless! Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect? Beta, you don't have a defect. Beta, look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having the strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. But it looks impossible. Look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. Like you said, odds are in our favor if I do. We have to succeed. But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand? Okay. Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
Aloy, whenever you are ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I am. Is there something you wanted to talk about? Alva's joined us. Have you two had a chance to talk? She told me she's not allowed to access a lot of the data her people have. Similar to the restrictions I had in my training interface. I told her that if we succeed at Gemini, then once we return, I'll help her search for more ways to help her family. Even though Gaia will fix the biosphere, it'll take time for farmlands to fully recover. So, I want to help speed things up. How so? Bioengineering of more resilient plant strains, novel crop production methods, equipment upgrades. Something that might help in the short term. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. So when you talk to the others, are you calling them over the focus?
No, they'll come down here to visit. Like Erend. He's funny. But loud. I wish I could show him the media portal and the data channel. I think he would like the sports hollows. There was one where two people would criticize each other before wrestling to see who was stronger. It was bizarre and violent, but I think Erend would enjoy it.
Yeah, you're right. I bet he would. So how goes setting up on the merge?
Guy and I have added a function that will display a holographic interface to visualize the data stream from Hephaestus. It should make expunging its malicious code a little more efficient.
That's great. Whatever we can do to cut down the merge time is going to increase our chance of success. Good work.
I'll continue to search for other ways to speed up the process. But whenever you're ready, I am too.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database, before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
A little.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
Did the Zeniths tell you any details? Something that might narrow it down?
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too. So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Her plan almost failed. If I hadn't stumbled upon a focus as a kid, things would have been a lot different. I gotta go.
All right. Be safe.
Bon, ça sent un petit peu le côté... c'est la mission finale, machin. Oh non, mais encore une quête secondaire qui vient de popper, c'est pas vrai.
So, we're fighting immortals from the stars now?
Non mais c'est pas vrai, tout le monde a encore des dialogues, mais c'est pas possible.
Wizards from the moon?
Hey, I thought I'd check in before leaving for Gemini.
Are you sure we shouldn't be checking up on you? Whatever went on between you and Beta sounded intense. Not that I'm judging. Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time Mercer and I fought.
I think we'll be fine from now on.
I'm glad to hear it.
After we get Hephaestus, we'll be taking the fight to the Zeniths. So, no more reading.
It wasn't that bad. Not really. Besides, going through all that data helped me realize something. You know, the soldiers, the ones that fought the Pharaoh machines so Gaia could be built, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. Not with all the weapons in the world. I think most of them realized that, whether anyone said it or not. They still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working to save the future. Our future. As long as I can do that for you, I'll consider myself a success.
Thank you, Erend. I'm glad you're with me.
Okay, enough. gonna get emotional.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means. And I'm not putting Varl anywhere near that stuff after that victory party in Meridian.
What about Catalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
I should go.
That same here. I got a date with a cauldron to prepare for.
On va aller ramasser la quête secondaire. On va aller faire une vraie save et on va aller parler à
Not at
Gaïa.
all. I was just studying the pulse generator schematics. The ones Gaia and Beta built. The craftsmanship is remarkable. Is everything all right? It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Not anymore. We just needed to talk some things through.
To understand one another is to embrace truth. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons.
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received some very, succinct combat advice from Kotalo. You know, in case the Zeniths show up.
What kind of advice?
He, told me to run.
For now. We'll even the odds soon enough. I should go.
May your path lead.
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Aloy, everything okay with you and Beta? It sounded like you guys had a, lively conversation.
We just had a lot to talk about.
Does this mean she's coming with us to Gemini?
It does. I hope you're ready to rein in the most stubborn AI of all time.
That's what all this was for, wasn't it?
Hephaestus won't go down quietly.
Hephaestus is just a program that's lost its way. We are fighting for our survival. I can always call upon the goddess if you're nervous.
Funny. You were right, you know. About keeping Rost's memories buried. I guess part of me thought he was holding me back. Because he wanted me to be a Nora. But the truth is, he gave me a lot. And I took him for granted.
He was a good man. He raised you well.
I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract the Zeniths.
It'll work. It has to.
Always optimistic, huh?
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right. Any last findings you want to share before leaving?
Not really. Though I've reached a decision.
Oh?
When we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora. Spread what I've learned.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time, I believe so.
If anyone can make it happen, it's you, Varl. What will you and Zoe do if you go back to the Embrace?
I hope she'll come with me. At least for a while. And I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this as well. We'll figure it out.
I know you will. I'm glad you're coming with me, Varl.
Sure there's no urge to run off alone in there somewhere?
No more running.
What is it?
How does everyone seem to you?
Anxious, but ready. I heard Kotalo ask for Alva's help with his pulse generator. And I know he's been helping her with a few fighting techniques, just in case.
I hope they aren't needed.
Like I said, just in case.
I'll let you get back to work.
Will do.
Hey, we'll be going after Hephaestus soon. You good with the plan?
I've already got the location of my assigned cauldron.
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a talk.
News travels fast.
It wasn't exactly a quiet conversation.
There were just things that needed to be said.
A healthy crop to those who clear the weeds between them, as the Utaru say.
You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, It was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about. I should go.
As soon as you intend to leave for Gemini,
You'll hear about it.
Aloy, are you well?
Had a bit of an issue with Beta. It's better now, though.
Ah, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why not?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that. You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best. Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tenakth. I am always ready.
I bet people are curious about that new arm of yours.
None more than our Quen ally, I assure you. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build the thing, hoping that would satisfy her curiosity instead.
Good luck with that. I should go get ready.
I await your orders.
On va tenter une sauvegarde. On va prier que ça vous déconnecte pas. Et on va aller par là. Allez. Vite. Je suis désolé, hein, ça l'a pu faire pendant un moment, maintenant ça le fait à chaque fois. Génial. C'est seul jeu qui fasse ça, quoi. Vraiment un bug lié à l'espèce de... On va dire... Le fait que ça désactive certains trucs pour s'assurer que ça ne le montre pas en stream. J'ai l'impression que c'est ça qui déconne, quoi.
Welcome back.
Allez.
Hello, Aloy.
Faisons cette quête.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta. Guess you heard what happened.
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes, I believe so. Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini?
Oui.
Or we can continue our conversation, if you like.
Oh là là. Il y a encore tellement de trucs.
So, about Beta. I never really saw the difference between us until now. She's been through so much. Completely alone.
You have both endured many hardships. Different in almost every respect, yet equally remarkable. I like to think of you as two miracles, born of Elizabeth Sobek.
3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia. How's all of us settling in?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to study the data in the archive. A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat and orderly. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll like that.
Le
When I set
dernier,
out to find a way to bring
on
you
lance ce
back,
truc là, c'est pas possible.
I never thought we'd be
Il y a
here,
beaucoup
like
trop de
this,
dialogue.
among friends.
They have all come a long way with their improvised educations. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants, once the biosphere has been stabilized.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. As long as you're the one running the lessons.
Allez, mon jumeau, c'est pas... J'en peux plus.
Okay, people. It's time to head out.
I'll get everyone together.
Connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right?
In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position, and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay. Radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off. Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Imperative escape containment.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working! It's got nowhere to go!
Capture imminent. Initiating contingency 13F.
Wait, what's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
It's cracked.
Look!
Autonomous defenses. Directive neutralize.
That means machines are on their way.
Ouais.
Get ready! Varl, stay here. Protect Beta.
Mais non!
Got it.
Putain, j'étais persuadé que j'avais l'autre arc, maintenant. N'importe quoi. Allez, super, un truc vraiment important de perdu. Ça commence bien. Touche au bout d'un moment. Une autre machine à côté là. Il me faut l'acide. Ok, j'ai pris le feu par l'acide, génial. Hop, bordel. S'il te plaît. Et j'ai touché. On se fait bien direct. Oh bordel, il m'a interrompu. Après il y a lui là qui est blessé, faut le défoncer. Il y a pas son truc au centre? Voilà, pour son arme. Oh mais c'est pas ça, ouais. Il va m'attaquer avant que j'ai le temps de faire la moindre attaque. Non mais s'il te plaît, fais pas interrompre quoi. Putain. Fais-toi stun. Mais c'est pas vrai. Mais ta gueule, t'es pas qui me gêne. C'est pas vrai qu'il m'a touché. Ah ouais. Ah ouais. Bien les bugs, bien. Lui c'est même pas activé. Mais sérieusement. Et je vais manquer de crever hein. Ça va ça. Non, ça va pas très bien. Je suis coincé. Et voilà, le soin je l'ai. Elle me touchait avant? Bah oui, forcément. Roulade, roulade. Allez, meurs-toi. Non, il va se mettre devant. Ah oui, il réagit parfaitement. Oui, normalement ça devrait finir. J'en entends un autre. Ça m'intéresse. Merde. Ça fait peur. Oh. Une phase de charge, ça va suffire. Nickel. Bordel, la vie que j'ai dû consommer, quoi. Au secours. Y'a pas de soins qui traînent?
Still breathing.
Aloy, Hephaestus can't escape, but it must have fled. Deeper into the facility.
Bon, après ils ont fait me filer des soins là. Yes. Ouh, par 3 carrément. Ça me va. Même par 4, ok. Jérôme s'est vite fait du soin et on avance. On va le poursuivre. Oh bordel, j'ai pas parlé avec eux. Je pensais que le petit dialogue avait suffi. Laissez-moi partir à sa poursuite.
Deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here.
Oh,
I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime.
Keep her safe, Varl.
All my life.
je suis juste éloigné avant la fin du dialogue. Faut pas descendre. Même si on dirait qu'il y a moyen.
Okay, I'm gonna chase after Hephaestus. Force it out of wherever it's hiding. Make it retreat to the core.
Allez.
You don't, Hephaestus! I'll find another way over.
Quelle saloperie. Ah. Non, pas mieux que s'accrocher là. Je pense que l'idée c'est de sauter en... avec le glide. Passe. On va essayer. Ouais, il y a même un point d'accroche.
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feet. You should know there's a huge power draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there.
Allez. S'il te plaît, Aloy. Oh bordel. La direction était bonne, hein, c'est juste Aloy qui a refusé d'obéir. Oula. Oh, qu'est-ce qu'il va m'avoir fait encore?
Festus is up to something, all right?
What kind of machine is it trying to build?
Ouais.
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down. I bet those metal carriers will lead me to where it's getting materials from.
I bet that's where Festus is hiding too.
Qu'est-ce qu'il raconte?
I gotta find where Festus is hiding. Looks like there are a couple of ways I could go.
I've managed to rewire most of the components in the core, but the energy processor's cracked. Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it.
Okay, let me think. What if you bypass the processor? Connect it to...
I think that could work.
Il y en a deux.
I might be able to catch a ride on the rail. Go over the shield.
Ouais. Bon, vite fait, il y avait rien d'autre dans la pièce en face. Parce qu'il y a moyen d'aller là. Il n'y avait rien là-bas au fond. Parce que là-bas c'est le bon chemin, c'est sûr. Quel est l'intérêt de mettre ça là? Ah, il y a moyen d'aller. Ok. Moi je pense qu'il y a moyen de passer par là aussi, si j'ai la chance de choper une machine. Je vais te faire l'autre en premier. Je vois la connerie, va falloir faire les deux. Faut que je remonte. Yo. Quoi ça là-bas? C'est rien du tout. Bon. Tac. Est-ce que j'ai moyen de revenir plus rapidement? On grimpe.
Thanks.
Il n'a rien vu.
I should deal with these machines first.
Bon, si je fais pas la hack. On va changer plusieurs, j'en ai sûr. Allez, attaquez-vous. Il vient sur moi. Putain. J'arrive pas à avoir les protections, ça me saoule. Ça y est, une. Ça c'est fait. Ouais, j'aurais pas dû utiliser ça. Quoi, que 344? Non mais j'ai collé 2 flèches dans la tête, 2 flèches de précision, il est encore tous en vie quoi. Il sera relevé avant tout le temps. Ma gueule. Et là j'ai mis 700, ok. Logique. Alors honnêtement, le temps est compté, tout ça. C'est pas le moment où tu es censé ouvrir un peu ta carte et laisser aux joueurs le choix de ramasser et de fouiller plein de zones comme ça. Ils devraient resserrer le level design et... Ah. Et mettre limite un compte à rebours quoi, juste quelque chose vraiment qui...
Oh, great. The machine's on the way.
Quelque chose qui mette vraiment attention.
Beta! Festus has locked me out of the node. Any ideas?
S'il te plaît, mère.
I'll see what I can do.
S'il te plaît. Ne me dérange pas pendant le combat, parce que le reste du combat va être plus compliqué. Non. Non mais, et Aloy. Toi c'est le froid ton point faible. Merde. Et je vais me le prendre, je vais me le prendre. C'est bon. Boum. Mais du coup il est plus congelé. Alors, qu'est-ce que je peux te mettre? Je peux te mettre ça. Bien. Je pense que ça touche le point faible. Les 3 dernières flèches vont peut-être suffire. Boum. Hop. Il en reste un. Oh bordel. Oh yes, une queue. Oh yes, oh j'ai géré. Oh il m'a touché. Pas de risque, on en profite. Qu'est-ce que je porte balancer dans la figure? Oh, je me trompe, c'est pas lui qui est sorti au feu. Non, il est sorti l'électricité, lui. Ah, je peux esquiver. Ça c'est fait. Normalement il devrait être stun, mais il a pas l'air de l'être. Bordel, Eloy. Tiens. Vite avant. Oh, c'est passé. C'est pas mon point faible affiché comme ça. Ça suffit pas. Voilà, j'aurais pas dû faire de R2.
I tapped into the core's network hub. I managed to disrupt Hephaestus' control of the node. You should be able to override it now.
Nice. Thanks.
Sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, it better not get comfortable.
Energy containment failed. Safe moment.
Great. Hephaestus covered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy! More machines keep coming! Please tell me you're getting close!
I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side, too.
I guess Aaron's missing out!
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right. Or some luminous braiding.
You could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity! I think we can do this, Aloy.
I should be able to catch a ride on one of those metal carriers.
Oui, merde. Il vient là. Un truc à péter. Oh, du loot. Voilà, c'est très grave, tout le monde va mourir, les machins, les zéniths vont nous trouver, il faut se dépêcher. Non, non, il y a du loot à ramasser. Voilà, c'est ce que je disais quand on est censé donner un impératif de temps, faire monter la tension et tout, bah, je sais pas, mettez un chrono, laissez peu de chance aux joueurs de pouvoir fouiller, mettez pas de trucs à fouiller et puis tout va bien, quoi. La tension est maintenue. Là, je sais que je peux faire tout, je peux faire plein de conneries. Il y aura même des louans, quoi. Est-ce que je peux lui tomber dessus, lui? Est-ce que je peux lui tomber sur le dos? Hop. Toi, ça suffit. Bon, c'est presque la même chose. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec ce truc? D'accord. Allez, viens. S'il te plaît. La poche. Voilà. Oh bordel. Qu'est-ce que tu me fais, Aloy? Qu'est-ce que tu me fais? Oh mon dieu. Ah bah ça tremble, c'est génial. T'as d'autres machines en bas? Bon. Il est en train d'oublier, c'est pas vrai. Ah merde, j'ai pas... Bah si! Il devrait y avoir... Ah mais c'est pour déposer une de ces bornes là qui empêche de... viser le focus. Parce qu'elle est à fucking borne là qui fait chier. J'espère qu'il va pas laisser en haut parce que... Je suis mal sinon. Non, ça venait de là-bas. J'ai l'impression que c'était par là. Bon. Je suis peut-être trompé. Du coup, comment on fait pour grimper? Eh oui, ça venait bien de derrière. Hein.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh.
That doesn't sound good. I'll try to get your access back.
Ah, je voudrais bien pouvoir le... Oh bordel, je suis sûr que c'est... Je le vois pas, son... Allez, s'il te plaît. Faut que ça pète. Laisse-moi faire mes combos. Oh oh oh. Ce combo il passe en entier, c'est bon. Yes. Alors l'autre en bas. Je vais envoyer encore une grosse. Pardon? Je sais pas combien il a pris des dés. Ouais, je notais comme une connerie. Ça va me charger à fond, ça fait pas plus de dégâts.
There. Node access restored. Now you can operate it.
Ah, j'avais laissé tomber une arme.
You did the heavy lifting.
Quel dommage. J'ai toujours pas trouvé où venait l'espèce de monde. C'est fini. M'enquiquiner, en tout cas m'empêcher d'utiliser le focus. Hop. C'est bon?
Okay. Festus is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge back in the production chamber. Something big is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
The machine that Festus was building. It must have finished it.
It's powerful, whatever it is. I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No, Beta. Just stay where you are, okay? Handling the machine's my job.
Be safe.
Ah, je peux pas aller là. Allez. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il va nous prendre? Ah. J'ai failli en péter une l'autre fois. Elle m'a juste one shot après. Allez, il y a peut-être moyen. Yes. Du coup. Oh non. Il faut bloquer.
Got plasma on me. It's gonna explode any second. Maybe one of my potions can help. These attacks aren't doing much damage.
Tu passes pas partout. Mais mon putain de Dieu. Aloy. Faites ces trucs sur le dos. Oh, je sais tout se danser dessus. Oh le laser. Ça va exploser, ça va être horrible. Ça, il a un truc d'acide au niveau des bras. Ah, je peux pas choper. Merde, j'ai plus de munitions. On va passer explosif. Ouh, ça va piquer. Tiens, un autre. Ça y est, en effet. Je sais pas ce que tu disais, Aloy. Faut que je chope plus des trucs sur son dos. Elle va piquer celle-là. Oh, c'est passé. J'arrive pas à les détacher, ça me saoule. C'est les détruire. Oh, j'ai plus assez de ressources. Qu'est-ce que tu m'as mis ton arme là? Très bien. Je suis pas réactif. Une dernière fois, mais je pense vraiment à douter que je puisse détacher ces conneries. Ok, je peux pas les détacher. On va utiliser celui-là. Boum. Et on repart. On part dans le monde de la tête. Ouais, j'ai une bonbonne de portable. J'ai une bonbonne qui est un peu faible. Ça m'étonne. Quand je vois les autres grosses machines, vous allez bien mettre une tonne d'éléments qui se détachent. Pas tant que ça. C'est étonnant. Oh, ça fait chier. Waouh. Et la queue, comment faible? Un peu, oui. Oh, tu sais quoi? Non, mais... Bordel. Non, ça manque de luck. Je veux juste la queue. Parce que je suis sûr... Non, c'est pas la bonne... J'ai fait une connerie. Non, c'est bon. Je suis sûr... qu'il y a une amélioration à faire avec. Ah, contre... Ça ne décrochera pas les coups, malheureusement. Non, c'est bon, c'est une pion violet, c'est pas détachable. Ça aurait été marrant, mais stupide. Comme mécanique. Bon, ça, t'en as déjà sorti des créatures comme ça dans la nature. Je pensais qu'ils m'en sortiraient une version hardcore. Ouh, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait maintenant? Je trouve que j'ai été monter un truc cool. Que dalle. Allez, on retourne. Comment on va faire pour monter là? Ah. Je pose une question, il y a tout de suite la réponse qui arrive.
No more hiding, Hephaestus!
Got it! Hephaestus is back in the core!
Ah.
Make sure it stays there. I'm heading back.
And then we can start the merge.
Because of you, Beta. I'm glad you came along. And you, Varl. We couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
Y a moyen de remonter maintenant? Faut pas que je passe par là quand même. C'est un chemin ça? C'est peut-être un chemin. C'était le chemin.
Aloy, the core is stable. Hephaestus is 100% contained.
And we better get started with the merge. It's all set.
Gaia, establish the link, please.
C'est parti pour 4 heures et demie d'attente.
We need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code. Carefully.
J'espère que c'est un hack. Ah, écoute direct.
Well, hello, redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time. Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're there.
Ils vont pas tuer Varl. Sois pas trop confiant.
Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around!
Yeah, we're having fun, right?
Finally. Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport. Tilda!
I failed.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing? Stop her! I can't even see her!
Beta. Varl. Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay.
Ouais, carrément.
Why did Tilda bring me here?
En vrai, je voudrais bien un feu.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain. My favorite pairing on the left is woman reading a letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, woman reading music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later. Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. The Gust, by Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it. Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's Leaded Ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial?
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. And I'm feeling She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer.
done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen...
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the Earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now, finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be, but her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it?
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. that you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zeniths?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hekarro.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, a touchy subject in those days, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it. What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Then I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakth. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring Silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.